are live and we are here and you guys are here. I'm excited. Welcome to the opportunity to change your life. This is going to be an opportunity for you to double and triple your business with these Google AI leads. You have the opportunity to basically get on the cutting edge and beat out your competition, right? This is a competitive industry, with the NAR stuff happening and all the industry shifting. You want to be at the cutting edge and on top. You don't want to be left behind. Not even operating out of fear, but just operating out of a competitive edge. Like you want to have every edge, every angle that you can. And I'm going to give you guys some tools today to absolutely crush it. So let's go ahead and dive in. I'm going to share my screen here. All right. Let's freaking go. All right. So what I have for you guys today is double your real estate business with these AI leads. So let's go ahead and dive in. So double your business with AI leads with my profitable system. So once you've seen this, you can't unsee it, right? So here's some of the agents we've worked with, business owners we've worked with. So you got Louis Alvarez in New York. He got a $3.2 million apartment listing, and then also had his best month and sold a 3.6. Judy basically sent out a email with one of our systems, and she got 4 clients from it. We have Kristen, who ended up getting a $1.19 million listing from our YouTube strategy. And then we have Landry, who's working with us, and he got his first $1 million listing working with us. So once you see this, you can't unsee this. So how I focused on leads to double and triple my business. Introduction, known as the Lifestyle Agent, Creative the Millionaire Mindset, Investor Agent Club, Bear Fruit Life, and Be Transformed. For the past 4 years, I've been building a lifestyle that gives honor to God. The greatest legacy one can leave their children and their grandchildren is not money, but rather a legacy of character and faith. And so I'm a big man of faith. A little bit about me. I love adventure. I've been to 31 plus countries. I love sports, play college baseball. I love my family. I love God. Investing in vacation rentals, apartments, companies. We have a vacation rental right now. I have 31 units partnered in. So yeah, that's what I'm passionate about is once I help you double and triple your business and you have capital to invest, would love to help you invest into multifamily and deals to be able to give you more freedom, time freedom, location freedom, financial freedom, all that stuff, right? But this is what I'm about: my faith, my family, my fitness, my finances. My wife and I in Greece. My daughter had her first dance recital. Megan and I in Petra. And then this is us on Easter. So a little bit about me. So I grew up in actually Durango and then moved to California. I was always moving a lot. Didn't grow up with a ton. And don't worry, we're not going to go through my whole story. But basically, before I got into real estate, I was in sales, marketing, sales, and I went 0 for 56 before I made my first sale, which is not good, right? 0 for 56. But I ended up building that company, making about 10 grand a month. I was really intrigued by real estate, specifically real estate investing. Jumped into real estate, except I didn't really jump in. I failed my test 12 times. And then I went on and made 222K my first year in real estate. Then from there, I made 300 some. And then my third year, I made 800 and some. And then I tried to scale my business, and I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know my numbers. I wasn't strategic. I didn't really know anything. I spent over $200,000 on coaching and consulting and all this stuff. And I want to help you guys not make the same mistakes that I made, right? I put my marriage at risk. I was falling on my face. I've been sober from alcohol for over a year, which is great. Praise the Lord. So there's a lot of things that I was struggling with personally. Also, just not understanding how to run a true business and not being strategic. And so had a shift in my life, and I'm excited on where we're going today. So and everybody has a story, and the cool thing is God is continuing to write your story. He's not done. And so if you needed to hear that today, just know that He's not done writing your story. So during this presentation, you guys are going to learn how to get Google AI leads for cheap. Also, the X factor, which is you, and how we convert these leads. So this is the biggest thing: is you can have leads all day, but you need both, right? You need marketing and sales, right? If you have a great sales, or you have a great value proposition, or whatever it is, but you don't have any leads coming in, then you don't have anyone to sell to. But if you have all the leads and you can't convert, then you have a problem too. So these really need to be your bread. These need to work together and need to be like the high level activities that you guys are doing, HLA, right? So newsletter is how we convert, retargeting ads, YouTube calls, all that kind of stuff. We got our value proposition. I'm going to give you my script. I'm going to give you my value proposition. I'm going to give you how we retarget these people and become omnipresent and become like the celebrity agent in your marketplace. So there's a fun, and then I'm going to teach you a little bit on video and YouTube and stuff like that. So why this is important now, most of what you've learned about listings and leads is dead wrong. The cost of leads are going up. To scale your business, you need listings, you need leads, and you need listings, right? Focusing on listings and leads will allow you to be hyper focused and win. Is this for you, right? If you want to be the go-to luxury agent in your market, this is for you. If you want to double and triple your business, this is for you. If you want to use video to dominate your market, this is for you. And if you're worried about money and your future because of the shifting market, this is for you, because you're going to realize that listings and leads is where the authority is, right? House rules. This is an opportunity for say, that just isn't for me. This isn't some sleazy sales strategy where you falsely claim that you have a bunch of like high-end buyers or sellers. None of those shenanigans. This isn't a 15% implementation where you say, hey, this is what you want, but then not take massive action. You got to jump in. I'm wearing the risk shirt today, right? Because every time I've taken a risk in my life, it's allowed me to operate out of a place of faith. Now you got to take calculated risks. You don't want to be just like jumping off into a bunch of shallow water into rocks, right? But you do have to learn how to take the right risks, right? So I was in Miami about 2 years ago, and I had just finished a Grant Cardone conference. I was at the Speak Off, Great American Speak Off. I had thought that, hey, I'm gonna win this thing. I'm gonna crush this thing, and I didn't even make it to the top 10. So I was really devastated. And I told myself, hey, if I win this thing, I was staying at the Turnberry Marriott. I was gonna go out to eat at the Bourbon Steakhouse. And so, anyways, I didn't want to operate out of a poverty mindset. So I said, you know what? I'm still going to go. So I ended up going in there and had a great meal. And then on my way out, I ended up seeing this guy named Michael. And I was like, hey, Michael. And it was really strategic because I would not have seen him if I decided not to go to that restaurant, right? He was checking into the hotel. And so I was like, hey, Michael. We started talking. And I was like, hey, man, what do I do for you to coach me? And he's like, I don't really coach people. It's too much. And I was like, man, I'll do anything. He's like, and he kind of shifted the conversation, and then we came back, and he's like, man, this one guy tried to get me to coach him, and he had to ask me like 8 different times, and I finally said yes. And I was like, hey, I'll do it 12 times. And he's like, meet me at the gym tomorrow at 6. So I met him at 6, got a good lift in, and started talking. And 2 weeks later, I was in Puerto Rico, Dorado, Puerto Rico, learning from some of the best marketers in the world. And it's been, the rest is history, right? So I believe that by one move, I always believe that events and taking that step of faith is almost like a butterfly effect. And the butterfly effect, if you haven't, anyways, the butterfly effect is you can do one activity today that will have a quantum, make you take a quantum leap later in life or later down the road. But it's one strategic relationship. You're one strategic relationship. You're one move away from just busting the doors open and living your fullest dreams, right? But you got to be willing to take the risks, right? For me, part of that risk was showing up at the gym at 6, flying to Puerto Rico. I mean, all these different things. It was even going to the restaurant, spending a little bit extra money. All that stuff, it was a compounding effect, right? So you're going to win in 3 moves, right? You're going to become the X factor, the AI leads, and you're going to learn how to convert these leads, the lifestyle, and it's going to lead to the results of the lifestyle, living the lifestyle that you want to live, right? All right, so how it works. Basically, these are AI Google leads. So anytime someone types in on Google or other platforms, and let's say they type in how much is my home worth, or Zillow, or realtor.com, or whatever it is, like buying in Scottsdale or buying in, Miami, or wherever they're buying or selling from. I got this fly in here, man. And how it works. And so basically, anytime that someone types in those keywords, you instantly will get their phone number, their email, their address, and what the keyword was that they were searching, right? So you can be strategic with how you reach out to them based on the keyword, right? If they're a buyer, a seller, an investor, all that stuff, right? And so you instantly get that lead. And so this is all we really need to know. We need to know like what the subject is, and it's probably selling real estate or buying real estate. The purpose is to find sellers who are looking to sell, and then put in your location. And so that's all we need from you. And basically, it's like throwing your net. Jesus said, cast the net on the right side of the boat, and you will find some. You will find some fish. And I'm saying use our Google AI leads, and you can 3 times your business easily, right? If you sold 10 homes last year, you can sell 30. So that's the reality of this. It's just it's shifting how the business is done, right? And you'll get it automatically into a spreadsheet, and then from there you can figure out what you want to do. So here's what the spreadsheet looks like. Let me see if I can share. I'm gonna have to be able to share these different tabs here. So here's what it looks like, right? So it's a simple like Google spreadsheet, and you're going to have their name, their email, their address, all that kind of stuff. And these people came in through Zillow, so you're snagging Zillow leads, right? Not having to pay that 25% referral fee. That's what that looks like. And then the back end of what this looks like is our here's the zip codes that we're working. Here's the keywords, right? You're even stealing competition from other companies like Compass and Remax and Sotheby's and whatever it is, right? And so based on that information that we get from you when you purchase the product and don't worry, you get it for free for the first 2 weeks. I know I said purchase, so all you guys are jumping off now saying, I'm not buying anything, right? So don't have a poverty mindset. These leads are $3.99. That's stinking cheap. People pay 30, 50, 60, hundreds of dollars for Google leads, right? This is like buying money, right? I mean, think about the numbers, right? If you go ahead and spend $4 and you get a lead and it converts, all of a sudden and you're making 15, 20, 30, $40,000 when you close it, it's a no-brainer, right? So it's just a math game. All right. Oh, I wasn't even showing you. Okay. So this is what it looks like on the back end. This is like what your portal will look like when you get logged in there. And then how we convert these leads. So I'm going to share with you. So when someone comes, and this is how we do it, right? However you decide to do it, that's fine. But we're figuring out what works for us, and we've tested it. We've gotten thousands of leads, and so now we're saying, hey, this is what works for us. So they come in, we wait a little bit, they get an email, and this is like real time. This isn't data from like thousands of years ago or even yesterday. These are like data right now. They're searching, hey, buying a home in Durango, and then all of a sudden they're going to email from us real time saying, hey, buy living in Durango. What does living in Durango look like? Or hey, buying real estate in Durango, or invest in Durango, or whatever it is, right? So they get an email, and then we wait a day, and we send them another email, and another email. They get plugged into our newsletter. So they're getting this email campaign. Some of these emails have surveys in them, right? So we're surveying them saying, hey, are you looking to sell? Are you looking to invest? Are you looking to buy? All that kind of stuff. And when they fill out the survey, we contact them right away. We can also call these people. The numbers I would say aren't like 100% like the emails are and the addresses are, but you can reverse engineer it, and you can grab that phone number 100% when you use like White Pages or something else like that, right? So that's how that works. And then the next kind of way that here's our newsletter. If you're not doing a newsletter, you need to. So you need to go value, value, value. Why is this not showing? This makes my newsletter look ugly. It's not showing any of the pictures. Let me go back to the slide deck and then refresh the page, see if that helps. Anyways, if you're not doing a newsletter, you're missing out, right? Newsletters are a great way to add value. And like Gary Vee says, you go value, 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 and then you go in with the right hook, right? So value, value, value. You want to give as much value to these people as possible. And then you can go in and see how you can help them, right? Serve them. You want to be relational, not transactional. All right, here we go. All right, so here's what my newsletter looks like. We use AI to write our newsletters. We throw some personal stuff in there. It takes me like 10, 15 minutes to review it. Not even that. I mean, once our team builds it out, it's just me going through it and make sure it looks good, right? So, hey, welcome to the newsletter. Here's a listing we just got. We put this under contract today, actually, 1.197. It's on the market a couple weeks. Just closed a real estate deal like an MC hero because that's what heroes do, right? So a little bit of comedy, this is actually, if you're coming to visit Durango, come visit Durango because the train is actually the biggest attraction in the state of Colorado. Kind of crazy, right? Anyways, it is. And then market report, what to do in Durango, do some kayaking. We got boating, fishing, mountain climbing, all the stuff, right? We live in a tourist town. So if a tourist is getting this, they're loving it. If it's a local getting it, they love it because maybe they're new to the area or they're just checking our stuff, right? Even if they say, hey, I don't agree, I don't think that's the best restaurant in town, we're still getting engagement, right? So anyways, fun tip of the day, secret hack for health, faith hack, secret hack for finances, all that stuff, right? And then we get a little like, hey, what's your home worth right now? Here's me and my wife. You probably saw that picture when you signed up for this webinar. So Attract ROI is what we use for this. I mean, and they get all the automations done. It becomes like your marketing hub. Like you can text people from it, you can email people from it, you can do everything from it. Like literally, it's connected to all the platforms. You can build landing pages. It's literally a very sophisticated system, which is great. So that's what we use. If you're interested in that, we do have an offering for that, but it's definitely not like required, right? So here's a calling people, especially cold calling. They're like, hey, how'd you get my information? Right. It's like everybody, it's just the world we live in. And you're not doing anything illegal. Our system goes out and buys the data from something they've already subscribed to. And so we're purchasing it, right? So you're purchasing the data that they didn't know that they said that someone else could buy it from them, right? So you can't text these people because the texting laws are a little different. So make sure you're not texting these people. We'll make that clear as when you partner with us for these leads. And then, so here's what we do to become omnipresent, right? As soon as they come into our system, they go into, we retarget them on Facebook. I didn't pull up my Facebook. Here, let me do that real quick. Just to show you like our numbers on Facebook. But we use retargeting. So, okay, we'll start with one thing. All right. So RedX is what we use. You can save $200 today if you decide to use our link. I'll throw that link in there. But here's our script, right? This is our seller script. We have buyer script, investor scripts, all that kind of stuff. But this has got me made me hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? It's scripts that I've spent probably a ton of money on to get from different types of people. But I say, hey, Susie, this is Kyle, local real estate agent. I was calling on your 123 Main. We help sellers who have a harder time selling. We use a proven, repeatable system backed by market research to help people sell for up to 18% more than traditional methods. Or I could say, hey, we have a guaranteed sold program, help sell your home in 30 days, or we'll buy it. All that kind of stuff. I mean, you got to figure out what your value proposition is. And then I say, to make sure I'm not wasting your time, Susie, do you want to still sell your house? Like, so regardless of the answer, you still move on. And so here's our script. I'll give you our script today. Here's our objection handling. I'll also have a YouTube video in there. So I'll make sure I attach this for you guys. But the big thing with RedX now is that there's geo-targeting. So you could take your entire city, your entire area, a few zip codes, and you could circle that area, get their data, and then you can retarget them on Facebook, right? And so this is game changing. And the same thing with these leads. When they come in and they're looking to invest in your city, or they're looking to buy a home, or they're looking to figure out how much their home is worth, and all of a sudden they open up their phone and they're seeing like, hey, here's how much figure out how much your home is worth for free. Boom, right? So you're actually, you kind of hit them from all areas. They get an email from you. All of a sudden they're seeing you on Facebook. And so by the time you call them, they're like, oh yeah, I just seen your stuff, right? And now you're operating at a level of attraction. We even have people reaching out to us saying, like, we had a gal who actually said, hey, this is our, who said, hey, I'm going to be in Durango in a couple weeks. So I'm looking for $900,000 home, cash. Boom. Met with her and she responded to our newsletter. Right. And we are adding value. We didn't even reach out to her. She just responded. All right. So let me show you how we're doing this on Facebook. I'm going to log in the back end real quick. And some of you guys like, I don't know how to do Facebook leads. Like there's a ton of YouTube stuff out there on figuring out how to retargeting. So, you don't need us. I mean, I think we do are some of the best in the business, so let's see, I'll show you how cheap how cheap we're getting these leads for. All right, let me share. All right, we're just going to keep moving this way. Okay. Attract ROI, I talked about. Newsletter, I talked about. Retargeting is what we're talking about. Geo-targeting is what we're talking about. And then we'll get into some YouTube stuff. And then I'm going to give you guys the leads, right? Don't even worry. All right. You're going to love our cost per lead on these. Andale. All right, I'm going to keep moving. I don't want to waste your time. So YouTube playlist is big. So YouTube is the biggest search engine next to Google. It's owned by Google. So all of a sudden people are starting to search how much is my home worth, or, buying a home in Durango or whatever your city is, plug in your city. And all of a sudden they get a playlist that's all about living in your city. And they get a playlist of like best restaurants, or they get a playlist of whatever it is. You're adding value. You're giving them the opportunity to see your value proposition. You're giving them the opportunity. You ever run into a playlist and all of a sudden that playlist, and you watch another video, and then you watch another video, then you watch another video? That's what you're giving these people, right? You send them an email to them with the playlist and they're like, oh yeah, this is intriguing. This is what I'm looking for. Boom. Right. And then all of a sudden you're just feeding them. They get sucked in to the funnel, right? That's the beauty of it. All right, here's these ads. All right, so right here, let me share this screen real quick. We have some so we have our Q&A. This is a exposure ad, right? We're just going for each. But we got $5 a day on both of these, and we got 4 leads in the last week, 2 leads, right? And so our cost per lead is like $15, $29, stuff like that. That's super cheap when you're and then all of a sudden our Google leads are $3.99. Let me introduce you to my daughter. One of my daughters. I got 3 of them with one on the way. Say hi.
Hi.
How old are you?
4.
Are you almost 5?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you love to do?
Go to swimming pool.
Go to the swimming pool? Yeah. All right. I love you.
Daddy, wait. Mama said I can know my bracelet, but Mom said I don't want to get them, so you can get them for me, please?
I will get them in like 10 minutes, okay?
Okay.
All right, love you. So that's what we're doing here with our Google or with our Facebook leads. One of the things I've learned, in the past is you definitely want to allow your kids to interrupt you because you never want them to feel like they shouldn't share or talk or be quiet. I think it's important to let your kids interrupt you, even when you're doing a big live share here. So let's share this tab instead. All right, let's keep rocking and rolling. All right, so Jesus said, "Those who are hungry, or those who are weary, come to me, and I will give you rest." So, what I'm saying, if you're hungry and you're humble and you're smart, I'm going to give you guys what you need. So, here's just a quick testimonial before I give you guys access to leads. This is, I was actually in the bathroom and I got this text and I screenshot it and circled it, and I was like, "Man, this is awesome!" So, getting a $1.19 million link listing from our cash cow, which is our YouTube strategy, which works together with our Google AI leads, right? So here's the link. I'm going to go ahead and just throw the link down below. You should see it below. It should say, hey, here's the link to help you walk on water. You got to get out of the boat. You got to take that risk, right? You're getting leads at $3.99 for free, basically, for 2 weeks. And then if you decide to continue to partner with us, it'll be $4.97 a month if you decide to continue to partner with us. So, and then you'll also see in there for our accelerator program, basically for you, like our high level converter, to help convert these leads. If you want access to that, great. That's one payment of $5,000, and that's our newsletter, our leads, or our how to retarget. It is our YouTube stuff. I mean, it's all the stuff that we do basically, and you get access to all of it for a one-time payment of $5,000. So it's just like a no-brainer. Also, the Tracked ROI, which is like a crazy CRM system that you get access to. So, anyways, go ahead and get those, and then we're gonna do monthly meetings, and then I do every Wednesday. I do Q&A. So if you bought our leads and you want to jump on the live Q&A, and you can ask me questions about how to convert these or what you should do, or hey, you're feeling stuck here. We'll just do a live Q&A and we'll help you. So hey, for those who aren't convinced and you're like, hey, I need more here. This isn't good enough, right? That's okay. We also have site leads, which is 99 cents. So every time someone lands on your website, but they didn't decide to subscribe, you can grab that lead for 99 cents, right? So, all right, are things the way they are because of the way you are? That's a question I always ask myself. And it's something that is challenging, right? It's like, ooh, it's a gut punch. And so I was working out with a buddy, and our workout was actually jujitsu, and he freaking kicked my ass. And I don't know if any of you guys ever got your ass kicked, but that was me. And I had my chin all scraped up, and I was like, man. And jujitsu is a lot like business. You got to be strategic. You can't just go in there and start swinging wildly. And even if I did, I'd probably still get my ass kicked. So you want to be strategic in it. But it's kind of like a gut punch, and it's the emotional cycle of change, right? When you're going through change and you're trying to become the very best person you can, or you're going through that, that cocoon effect, become that butterfly, right? It's kind of like when you first got into real estate. Like you came in with some uninformed optimism. You were pumped. You're like, I'm going to crush this industry. I'm going to be the best. I'm going to be number one. And then all of a sudden, informed pessimism kind of comes in. You get informed a little bit and you're like, hey, this is a little bit harder than I thought it was. And then all of a sudden you get into the valley of despair. and you try something and you're like, oh, nothing's working, and so then you're like, hey, I need to go to a different lead system, or I need to do this, or I need to get a different coach or whatever it is, right? And then all of a sudden uh you go back into this uninformed optimism, and then you get uninformed pessimism, and then you go back into the valley of despair, and you're not willing to really take those gut punches and stay in the ring and keep getting back up, and keep fighting, because it takes 67 days to create a habit. Now it takes 67 days to become excellent at something, right? And so if you want to become excellent at converting leads, and you want to become excellent at an agent, and Bruce Lee says, I don't the person I fear the most isn't the person who has 1,000 kicks, right? It's the person who practices one kick 1,000 times. That's who you want to be, right? So allowing this to be like, hey, this is my secret weapon. This is my X factor. You're actually the X factor, right? And then all of a sudden you're like, hey, if you're not listening, listen up, all right? This is going to be game changing for you. Okay. And then as you get out of those 67 days, you become informed optimism. You're like, man, I can do this. You're getting some sales, you're getting some closings. I mean, people try things for, 20 days, 30 days. Oh, it doesn't work. It takes 30, 45, 60 days to get a closing anyways. Come on. Like, let's just like, if you got something that's working, you just got to work it. All right. Success and fulfillment. And some of you are like, I just want the easy road. Then you're always going to be there. You're always going to live kind of down here, right? You're never going to rise up and live out your true maximum potential. Okay. Here's Mike Tyson giving you a gut punch. Boom. Right. And so smart. You got to set specific, measurable, attainable, risky time frame goals, right? You have to be very specific with what you want to do. You have to you have to be measurable. It has to be like, hey, I'm going to do this for 67 days. I'm gonna wake up every morning at 5 o'clock for 67 days. I'm gonna work out every day for 67 days. I'm gonna whatever it is, right? It has to be attainable. It can't be too crazy. Maybe 5 o'clock's too early for you. Maybe it's 5:30. Let's be realistic, all right? Attainable, risky, and time frame. You got to say, hey, for the next 90 days. If you haven't read the 12-week year, make sure you grab it. It'll allow you to accomplish more. We have our 12-week kind of like accelerator, and we operate in that within my team, within the agents that I work with, within the businesses that I coach, like all of it, right? All right. So you got to figure out what your why is. And if your why isn't bigger than you, then you're always going to be about you, right? Your why has to be bigger than you. So I'm working out sometimes. I'm like, hey, for every rep, I'm giving $1 to this nonprofit. And, and that will make you not want to quit because you're not quitting on yourself, right? You're quitting on something that's bigger than you. You got to make your why bigger than you. And maybe it's your family. Maybe it's your kids. Maybe it's your spouse. Maybe it's a nonprofit, right? Maybe it's your dreams. Maybe it's writing a book, whatever it is, right? It has to be bigger than you. And so when I was in uh, Nicaragua, we were building a church on top of a literally like a mountain, and they're like, "Hey, we need somebody to go get some water with these guys." And I was like, "I'll go." And so I go, and I didn't realize we were like a mile away from getting water. And we had to go all the way down the hill, pull it up out of the well, put these 10-gallon things on our back, and climb up. And these guys were like mountain goats. And I was in decent shape. I mean, I could play college baseball. I was like, I think I can do this. And I was like, these guys are freaking animals, and I'm just like huffing and puffing and dying. And these guys are like, "Come on!" And we get this water, and we're mixing cement by hand. We built it. We use these post hole diggers and crowbar, or not crowbars. I'm going blank on the name, but anyways. And this is what my hands looked like at the end of the week. I was like, dude. And here's a cute little girl we gave some shoes away to. This story's out of Guatemala, and we were helping a family. Their homes was made out of trash. They lived in the dump, and I remember this little boy Loosby, and he went down and picked up a dinosaur, little toy, like little plastic dinosaur, like this big. Picked it up out of the trash, and he was so pumped. His whole week was made, and I was out in the trash for like 4 hours helping him do trash, and it smelled horrible. I mean, it was just like awful. But with that said, they had so much joy. Gave us tortillas, like they gave us things, they got paid like $1 a day. Right. And so there's so much we should be thankful for, and just changing your perspective on things is major. I've also sat down with, billionaires, right? This guy's looking at spending $40 million. His family's looking at spending $40 million in Colorado. And I meet with him here in Miami, or not in Miami, in West Palm. And where, long story short, he looks at me. He's like, "Man, Kyle, I can have anything I want in this world." He's like, "But I don't have what you have." Like, meaning like I don't have, like, he had just gone through a divorce. His daughter's probably like 6 now. So it's just like sad situation in the sense of like, man, there's something to be said about you can get all the money, but unless there's things that are more important than that, right? It says the love is, and people get it mixed up, right? People are like, oh, money's bad. No, it's not. It's like the love of money. If that becomes your God, that becomes bad, right? But money's not bad. Money's a tool, right? And anyways, so that's why I'm so passionate about helping people like with their faith and their family and their fitness and their finances, because all of it matters. It all needs to work together, right? Because then you can operate at your highest level. So my part of my why, my daughter had these people write this note for me at church. They were doing Mother's Day gifts, but she's like, oh, I want my dad to do it. She's like, Dad, I want you to sell a house so that we can go to the beach. And I was like, oh man, I have it on my desk still here. It's right here. Like, and it's just like, man, that really gets me. Every time I decide I don't want to do something, I'm like, I'm making one more call. I'm going to go again. I'm going to get up and keep fighting, because that is what I'm fighting for. I want to give my kids, my daughter, like the chance to go to the beach, and they love the beach. So anyways, we're always in Florida. If my team was willing to help you guys get more leads when you want our help, right? For those who are saying yes, we do. Great, right? So there's good news and bad news. Let's talk about the bad news first. The plan still requires work. I could give you all the leads in the world for freaking free, and you still have to learn how to work them, right? So, but do you mind setting up an ad or pressing play on a video if it doubled and tripled your business, right? If you want to create freedom, here's the good news, right? Whether you're a new business, or you're building your team, or you're expanding into other marketplaces, we can help you guys succeed. In fact, what if I said my team and I could just partner with you guys, literally help you create a plan, then give you all the systems, training, mentoring, coaching, all that stuff. Imagine every time you got stuck, we just jumped on a phone call, got you unstuck, want more sales, want to double your business. How about be the go-to luxury agent in your market, or the go-to luxury builder, the go-to in the high-end markets, right? Do you need to overcome the fear of like overthinking things? Like, does this really work, right? If you're thinking, can I really do this? The answer is yes, we got you. Want to be the go-to luxury, want to get more luxury listings, go-to luxury agent, not a problem. We'll give you all of our scripts, blueprints, systems we've used to do this. Want to double and triple your business? Let us help you. Imagine no more fear of living paycheck to paycheck. Like, hey, how am I going to pay my bills? How am I going to pay for my kids' college? Instantly having access to every system, tool, process we ever created in the business. And if that's not enough, you take a quantum leap in your business and your life. You'd never be stuck. You would know exactly what to do. You would never have to wonder, like, how am I going to pay for that vacation, right? You know exactly what to do, right? You'd be fully trained with a roadmap and a team of rock stars to help you get there. You'd be in business for yourself, but not by yourself. Are you interested, like wondering like how the heck does this even work? Well, I'm glad you asked, right? We're partnering with like-minded agents, like-minded business owners who want to help, and helping them. When we become partners, we start with maximizing what you're already doing. We're figuring out, hey, what's working, what's not working, right? And then we figure out what you need to stop doing. The formula is actually really simple. We figure out, hey, where do I want to be in the next 36 months? And then we help you get there in the next 90 days, right? So if you meet our criteria, here's what we'll do, right? We'll set up a strategic call, right? We'll review your current business plan, personal economic model, create a lead generation model, marketing plan. We'll do the math, reverse engineer your goals, and get a clear plan on how we're actually going to hit them. We'll review your options to partner, grow a team, expand it into other marketplaces. So who is this for, right? Those who understand the values of systems and can follow a process. Hold on, I got an alarm going off here. Right. Committed to learning and want a higher standard of training, leveraging the power of marketing, lead generation, and building a personal brand. Those who are humble, hungry, and smart, not so busy you can't spend time with me and my team, even on a Zoom call, phone call, in person, all that stuff, right? So what we're offering to do is partner with like-minded business owners and agents and help them create freedom and help them grow their business, right? So one of the most common questions is, do you work with like individuals like me? And the answer is yes. Like, we work with all types of people, all types of businesses, who just want freedom, right? Don't worry, you don't need to pay us like $100,000. Our highest paying customers do pay us $30,000 to fly us out. We build the funnels, we do all this stuff for them. It's like a done for you process. But you only have to pay nothing, right? I'm giving you these leads for free, right? And you just got to cover them. It's $3.99 a lead. So picture the day. Picture the day that you are on your dream vacation, right? And your kids or your grandkids run up to you and they're like, oh, thank you so much for taking us on a trip. This was like, we had the best time swimming with the turtles and picking up the pigs and fishing and, kite sailing or whatever it is, right? And then picture the day your spouse leans over to you and says, man, this is exactly what we needed. Thank you. Picture the day that you walk out sipping your coffee early in the morning, watching the sunrise, You look at your phone and you're like, man, I just closed $180,000 today, right? That's what I want for you guys. I want you guys to be able to step away from your business and still live your life, live your dreams, do the things that you're called to do. And even just like you're called to your family too, right? That was for somebody specifically. You're called to your family, all right? But first. And I think that I truly want to help people. My goal is to help 3,000 people this year, right? So here's what you need to do. So grab the link below. If you don't know how to grab the link because you're like, I'm not good at technology, just go ahead and text that number. Text 1 to this number and you'll get a link. You'll go ahead and sign up. The page will look exactly like, let me see where we're at. Yeah, the page will look like this, right? We're just wrapping up our 4th of July special. So, this isn't going to be around long, but $3.99 for 2 weeks for free, like, or per lead, right? So if you have a budget of $50, $500, $1,000, right? You get to test them out, right? And then what we can do is jump on a Q&A on the Wednesdays, and you can hear other people's stories. You can ask questions. You can learn from other people. It's a great place just to learn, right? And if you're like, hey, I love this, I just need some help converting these leads, great. You can go ahead and buy our platform that allows you, like I said, you get access to our Attract ROI. You get access to how to build a newsletter with AI. You get access to the our scripts. You get access to our sales training. You get access to our YouTube stuff. I mean, there's so much stuff that you get. Our millionaire mindset. There's so many things that you get access to for that. And if you're like, hey, I just want you to come do this for me, that's great. We can have a conversation. We can set up a one-on-one call and go ahead and do that. And so, anyways, I'm excited to work with you, to learn more about you, to see what really makes you tick and what your goals and dreams are. And I want to help you get there. So, anyways, push that link and we'll see you guys on the inside. Looking forward to helping you hit your dreams, make your dreams come true. All right, we'll talk to you soon. These are dream leads, right? There's a reason why. All right, bye. Oh, I didn't share this tab. So this is what the tab's going to look like, right? Just so you're aware. All right. Let's come here. All right, you guys have a beautiful day and we'll talk to you soon. Looking forward to meeting you in person and be blessed.